The sound of desperate crying filled the hospital hallway long before anyone saw what was happening. A heavily pregnant woman stumbled backward, clutching her belly in pain, as another woman, in a royal blue dress, yanked her hair with rage burning in her eyes. Nurses froze, patients looked on in shock, and for a brief, haunting moment, time itself seemed to stop. That pregnant woman, pale trembling, tears streaming down her cheeks, wasn't just another patient. She was about to bring life into the world. And the one attacking her, she was her husband's mistress, a woman who had mistaken revenge for love, and cruelty for strength. But what the furious mistress didn't know was this. The woman she was attacking had a father whose name, alone, could silence an entire city. Welcome to Pure Hub Kindness, where stories remind us that even the softest hearts can carry unimaginable strength. Her name was Sienna Hall, 28 years old, a woman who once dreamed of nothing more than a peaceful home and a loyal husband. She'd fallen in love with Jordan years ago, back when he was humble and kind, before ambition and greed poisoned his soul. Sienna came from simplicity. Her mother raised her alone, after her father, Arthur, disappeared when she was little. Her mother had told her he was irresponsible, a man who ran from family. And so Sienna grew up learning to depend on no one but herself to love deeply, to forgive easily, and to endure silently. But even strength breaks when betrayal hits too hard. During her pregnancy, Jordan began to change. Late nights, unanswered calls, and traces of perfume that weren't hers told her everything she needed to know. The truth was brutal. He was having an affair with a glamorous woman named Mara Steele. Confident, ruthless, and rich. Mara had everything Sienna didn't. When Sienna confronted him, Jordan didn't even deny it. "Mara understands me," he said coldly before walking out. That night, he left her alone, heartbroken, fragile, and still months away from giving birth. Weeks later, Sienna's health started failing. Her doctor recommended rest, so she checked herself into a private hospital, hoping for peace before her baby arrived. But peace was the last thing fate had planned. Because that afternoon, under the soft sunlight pouring through the hospital glass doors, Mara showed up furious, jealous, and unhinged. Her heels echoed sharply across the floor as she shouted insults and grabbed Sienna by the hair. "You think you can keep him with that baby?" she screamed. Sienna cried out, clutching her stomach, her body trembling in pain. Nurses rushed forward, but before they could reach her, a deep, commanding voice thundered through the hall. "Enough." Everyone froze. A tall man in a dark coat stood at the end of the corridor, silver-haired, calm, but radiating authority. Even the hospital staff straightened instinctively. They recognized him. It was Arthur Vaughan, one of the most powerful businessmen in the city. But to Sienna, that name meant nothing. Not yet. The moment Arthur saw her, his heart shattered. Those eyes, gentle, frightened, so much like her mother's, he had been searching for them for years. Decades of regret came rushing back. He had lost his daughter once, but fate had brought her back. Broken and crying before him, he stepped forward, his voice steady but filled with emotion. "No one," he said coldly, "touches my family." The air grew still. Mara froze mid-breath. She scoffed, still unaware of who she had crossed. "Your family." This pitiful woman. But when she looked around, she saw the hospital director bowing his head, security guards stepping aside, and even the nurses standing silently in respect. That's when her defiance began to crumble. Arthur whispered to his assistant, who made a quick call. Minutes later, reporters and cameras flooded the entrance. By the time police arrived, Mara was in handcuffs, her public image already ruined before the world. Jordan arrived soon after, panicked and desperate. But Arthur didn't even look at him. He went straight to Sienna, gently holding her hand. "You're safe now," he said softly. She didn't understand who he was, but something in his voice made her feel protected. When doctors rushed her to the delivery room, Arthur leaned close and whispered, "I'll be right here, sweetheart." That night, as rain kissed the hospital windows and city lights blurred in the distance, Sienna gave birth to a healthy baby boy. She held him close and cried, not from pain, but from the peace she hadn't known in years. Later, when Arthur entered her room, he watched quietly as she rocked her newborn. Finally, she asked in a trembling voice, "Who are you?" Arthur smiled through tears. "Someone who should have never left, someone who's proud of you, Sienna." It took her a moment, but when she looked into his eyes, she saw it, the truth. Her father had finally come home. In the weeks that followed, the story spread like wildfire. Mara Steele lost everything: her career, her reputation, her power. Jordan, too, fell from grace. But Sienna found something greater than revenge. He found peace, love, and family. Arthur gave her and her baby a new home, filled with warmth and safety. Every evening, she'd watch her little boy sleep and whisper, "You are loved. You are safe. You will never feel the pain I once did." And that is the power of love, rediscovered, the power of forgiveness, the strength that comes from compassion. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to Pure Hub Kindness, where every story reminds us that even in a cruel world, kindness still wins. Because sometimes, the greatest revenge is peace.